Good morning, everybody. I'm just up and at it. Decided to tap in with you. A lot on my mind. I guess my son is upset with me for whatever, reason that may be. He thinks that I don't like his family. And I told him that, you know, I don't have a problem with his family. Mainly, like, he has two sisters, an older sister and a younger sister. And I really don't give any thought about them. I wish him well, but I don't think about him. I think about my son. I think he's upset that he feels like I don't like his mother. And I told him this. I said I can't like anybody that doesn't let me see you. So with that being said, she just ain't doing the right thing. All I want to do is spend some time with my son, get him in the summertime, and send him back. In the uh, at the end of the summer, so he can get ready for school. I mean, he lives in Florida. I live in Ohio. I feel like it's a good thing for him to get the little mixture of the South and the North or the Midwest, whatever you want to call it. I feel like that'll be good for him to actually see where I come from and where I was born and partially raised. Now he's been here before because I had custody of him for 6 months or so. It was a wonderful time in my life. I mean, it was a lot of responsibility, something was not uh, used to, something I had to get ready for, and I had to learn on the fly. And I feel like I did a fantastic job, but the state of Florida made me return him to his mother, and I haven't seen him since. Now, I could see him if I go down to Florida because I do have other family down there. My mother and my brother live there. I have some cousins, I have uncles, aunts. It's I have people in Florida, but I don't right now. I'm not in a position to go down there. I don't have the money to make that trip right now, and I really can't afford to go down there and still pay my bills and have something to come back to. So my son is upset. You know, he feels like I called him poor because he doesn't have cable or internet at the house. Um, he doesn't have a car, or his mom doesn't have a car. I don't know how they get around. He asked me to buy him a car so his mom could drive him around. Now you know that ain't happening. I mean, even if I had the means, I really would not do that because she's not doing the right thing. If I was in a position, I would pay all those bills for her. But that's when a person is doing the right thing. Why would I go out of my way or do special things or anything like that for a person who's not doing the right thing? I don't think it's hard to say, hey, here's your son for the summer, or here's your son for Thanksgiving or Christmas. I don't think that's very hard. I'm asking something that's very reasonable, and she denies me that. She denies my mom, who lives in the same city. My mom goes to pick him up, and she can't. He's in the back seat of her truck trying on clothes. That's how silly this is, you know. And that's what upsets me. It makes me angry. Now, I don't call and cuss her out. I really don't even talk to her because nothing good ever comes out of it. My son is in the middle, and he's going to choose the side of his mother because that's who he stays with, and that's what he sees, even though in his heart he knows that it's not right. It's common sense to feel like you should be able to spend time with your father or your grandmother, but his mom blocks that. It was a funny thing that happened a few weeks ago, and I guess his mom, I don't think she's all there mentally. She's she wrote she wrote some kind of prayers or Bible verses on notebook paper or computer paper or something on paper. She wrote some verses or some prayers or something, and she stuck them on the outside of her house. She put them on the door or on the windows. I mean, that's low class. Who does that? You don't A person like that. You know that makes you question what's going on in their head because rational people don't do that. I know a lot of deeply religious people, and they don't write and stick notes on their house. That's weird. And I'm sorry to say it, but it's weird. So my son is in this environment, and I want to do my best to just do my part. I don't care that she does this weird stuff. I just want my son for the summers and alternating holidays. So anyway, she writes these sayings or prayers or scriptures on the doors. I mean, she sticks them on the doors, windows. She sticks them around the outside of their wherever they live. And so my mom goes by to try to see my son, and she goes by a couple different times, and they're not there. So my mom doesn't have anything to write on, or she has a pen. So she writes a note on one of these papers that are sticking on the house. And my son was like, my grandma wrote on my mom's prayer verses. I'm like, yeah, I mean, she didn't have anything to write with. She had to let you know that she had been coming by there. She'd been trying to get in contact with you guys. So, and I asked him, I said, who leaves these notes on their house? I said, does anybody else in your neighborhood have these notes on their house? Is anybody else writing Bible verses or prayers and on notebook paper and sticking them on their house? And I'm sorry, that's just weird. That's Bob. I'll take things a weirdo would do for 200, please. I'm just saying, it's not right. Like it's strange, you know. But whatever. The bottom line is, I just want to be there for my son. I want to be involved in his life. I want to teach him things. I want to get him away from that weird environment for, a couple of months of the summer because I'm not a weirdo, you know. And he needs to understand the other side of himself because he's in the house with his mom and two sisters. I don't know the situation. I guess you got a boyfriend or something, somebody that's around there, and whatever they do for my son, I'm thankful for that. I can't say anything negative about that if somebody's stepping up in my absence. But the whole key is I don't want to be absent. I'm here. I'm ready and willing. I just got to get an attorney to step up and go to bat for me because this is hard. And I feel for any father that's going through some difficult times just wanting to be involved in their kid's life. All right, I said enough. Y'all have a good one.